Welcome to WCBN's broadcast of Michigan women's basketball. I'm Emily Herard, and here with me tonight, Alex Lopez, as the Michigan Wolverines take on the Nebraska Cornhuskers at senior night here at Chrysler. The Wolverines celebrating seniors Sierra Thompson and Danielle Williams, the first Kim Barnes-Rico recruiting class. And tonight is a must-win for the Wolverines. Despite Nebraska being at the bottom of the Big Ten, they just came off a win against Indiana, who Michigan lost to last Thursday. Michigan on a 2-game losing streak after falling to Indiana and Michigan State on Sunday. So Alex, what are some keys to the game for the Wolverines?
So talking about the game against this past weekend against Michigan State, something that Michigan really struggled with was just shooting in general. Their fourth quarter, they shot around 25%. And if you're shooting at that rate, there's no way you can win no matter what time. Also, the fact that Michigan gave up close to 90 points is a bit concerning. Their defense wasn't there, neither was their press. And supposedly it was something that Coach KBA really stressed this week on the press and so forth. I believe this game it comes at a great time, right before conference tournament and also right before NCAA tournament. So I believe that Coach KBA is going to try to work out all the kinks and get this team rolling like they were earlier this season in time for the conference tournament.
And for Nebraska, they have Jessica Shepard, who's 6'4", and she's been averaging almost a double-double, 18.4 points per game, 9.7 rebounds, and she's had 12 double-doubles so far this season. The Wolverines are going to have to stop her down low. They were able to do that the last time they played Nebraska. But on the defensive end for the Wolverines, how do you think that they need to stop Jessica Shepard?
Well, like you said, she's crashing the board. She's getting her rebounds. I believe that Michigan can beat her in the post, but it's keeping it focused and kind of sending the double team her way. Michigan has to let someone. If there's no one else on Nebraska that can beat them, if they send a double team her way, I believe Michigan should be fine on keeping her within a respectable amount of points and rebounds this whole game.
And now for the starting lineups for the Wolverines, we have Sierra Thompson, Caitlin Flaherty, Jillian Dunston, Hallie Thome, and Danielle Williams is getting the start here at Senior Day. Sometimes we see Kaiser Gondrzik in that role, but Kim Barnes-Rico honoring her senior, Danielle Williams, can put in excellent defensive minutes for the Wolverines. So hopefully she'll bring good energy right off the bat for the Wolverines. And starting for the Cornhuskers, we have Hannah Whitish, a freshman who's been putting up good numbers. She had 18 versus Indiana. Nasia Elili, another freshman, she had 13 versus Indiana. Then Allie Havers, Jessica Shepard, and Jasmine Sinclair.
And like you said, Nebraska's going to look to their freshman duo that is starting of Whitish and Nasia. Like you said before, Whitish did score 18 points against Indiana on a 7 for 10 shooting. So look for her to see if she can continue her hot play she's had.
And now Nebraska on the court. They're in black. They'll be going right to left to start the game. Michigan in white. They'll be going left to right on your radio dial. We'll have Hallie Thome jumping up against Jessica Shepard. We're about to tip off.
Both big girls are going to be trying to go at it. Hallie Thome having a great season herself, averaging 15 points a game and 7 rebounds.
As Hallie Thome tips it to Sierra Thompson, who quickly gets it down to Flaherty. Flaherty has her shot blocked by the basket. Now it's the other way to Nebraska. Elili up top, guarded by Flaherty, gets it down low to Shepard, double teamed by Jillian and Thome. She kicks it out, no good, shot by Elili. Danielle Williams is going to be trying to get the rebound, and there's a kickball violation. Michigan ball.
And you can see right away that Shepard was already sent the double team her way and had to pass the ball back out. So look to see Michigan continue sending her to the double team.
Now Sierra Thompson bringing the ball up the court for the Wolverines. She's met by Elili. She gives it to Dunston to Flaherty, left wing. She gets a screen from Thome. Finds Thompson in the corner, dumps it down low to Thome. She kicks it out to Williams, reverses it to Flaherty. 3 from the top of the key. That one rattles in. Caitlin Flaherty finally has a shot fall for her after she was cold against Michigan State. The other way, we have Sincor's shot blocked by Hallie Thome, out of bounds to Nebraska.
And the fact that Flaherty hit her first 3 right away is something quite different than we had seen on against Michigan State. So it's good to see that she's starting off hot early.
Nebraska gets it in. Sincor's shot is short. Now jump ball. Ball stays with Nebraska. The score is 3-0 with 9 minutes remaining in the first. Now Nasia Ilili to inbound the ball. Looks like the refs are maybe taking a look at the clock to see if the last shot by Sincor hit the rim. I don't think it did. Although they are resetting the shot clock, so Nebraska will have 30 seconds on the shot clock. Ilili to trigger. She gets it into Shepard. Shepard guarded by Thome. Tries to get it to Havers. Loose ball. Nebraska's able to pick it up. Ilili now gives it up to Shepard. Shepard spin move, picks up her dribble. Now pulls it out as Whitish. 10 seconds on the shot clock, guarded by Thompson. She gives it to Havers. Havers puts up the shot, no good. Rebound Danielle Williams. She clears it out to Flaherty. Flaherty finds a cutting Hallie Thome to the basket in transition for 2. Michigan up 5-0. The other way, Sincor. Now to Havers. Havers tries to lob it down low to Shepard. That's out of bounds to Michigan. Sierra Thompson now with the ball. It's 5-0, 8:20 in the first. Thompson to Jillian Dunston. She gives it to Flaherty, left wing. Flaherty dribbles up top, pulls up for the 3. That one rattles in and out. Rebound to Sincor. Sincor pushing it up for Nebraska. She'll hand it off to Ilili. Ilili up top, guarded by Williams. She gives it to Whitish. Whitish pulls up from the top of the key, no good, but she is fouled. That'll be on Hallie Thome, her first foul. So now Hannah Whitish will step to the line for 2. 5-0. Michigan leads 7:54. Whitish knocks down the first. And her second shot is in as well. 5-2. Michigan leads by 3. Sierra Thompson pushing it up. She gets it to Flaherty in the left corner. Down low to Thome. Spin move. Puts up the shot. No good, but she is fouled.
And it's interesting to see this battle. That's going to be. It looks like something that's going to be fun to watch this whole game. Shepard versus Thome. Both are women that tower over me, and they can probably box me out any day. But both are leaders for both Michigan and Nebraska. So look for both teams trying to go to them. Already Michigan sending double team Shepard's way, and it's going to be up to Whitish or another player on Nebraska to punish Michigan for sending the double team every time that Shepard has the ball.
And Thome misses her first but knocks down the second. It's 6-2. Michigan leads. Nebraska has the ball poked out of bounds. It will stay with the Cornhuskers. Now Ilili looking to trigger again. She gets it in to Whitish up top, guarded by Thompson. She hands it off to Sincor. Back to Whitish. 17 seconds on the shot clock. Now Sincor thought about the 3, instead dribbles into the paint, kicks it out to Shepard. Shepard with a floater in the lane, has it blocked by Hallie Thome. The other way, it's Sierra Thompson. Thompson finds Flaherty, almost goes out of bounds, but she is left wide open for a 3. She knocks that one down from the left wing.
And that's 2 for her tonight already with 6 points. Flaherty has been averaging close to 20 points a game, so 6 points in the first quarter is nothing new for her.
Now the other way, We have Allie Havers knocking down a 2 from the foul line. It's 9-4 Wolverines. Allie Thome in the paint, up and under. She gets it to go. 11-4, Sinclair crosses the timeline, gives it to Eiley. Now up top, Havers. Havers reverses it to Whitish. Whitish finds Eiley in the right corner. Up top, Sinclair, 14 seconds on the shot clock. She gets into the paint, has her shot blocked by Thome, out of bounds, stays with Nebraska. And now Kaiser Gondrzik will check in for Hallie Thome. Danielle Williams continuing to see playing minutes here on senior night.
KBA going for a much smaller lineup, looks like, for a little bit. It'd be interesting to see if Nebraska takes advantage of it and see if they feed the ball back to Shepard.
Shepard went against Jillian Dunstan but missed the layup. But now Jillian the other way, cutting in the paint, gets it. Count it for 2. Jillian Dunstan on the board. Wolverines up 13-4. Now Sinclair puts up a jumper from the left elbow, knocks that one down. It's 13-6, 6 minutes remaining in the first. Jillian Dunstan hands it off to Kaiser Gondrzik. She gives it to Williams. Williams hands off to Flaherty. Flaherty puts up another 3. That one's good. 3 threes for Flaherty already, and the Wolverines are up 16-6, 5:45. And timeout Nebraska. So going into this game so far, the Wolverines have been completely different than the Wolverines we saw Sunday versus Michigan State. They're shooting 75% from the field and 75% from 3. Caitlin Flaherty already has 9 points on 3 of 5 shooting and 3 of 4 shooting from downtown. Flaherty only had 4 against the Spartans. What are you seeing today, Alex?
Well, to begin, Michigan is 13-1 at home. They are a home. You come to Chrysler Arena, and your chances of winning aren't pretty. So the fact that they lost to Michigan State was huge. But like we said before, the fact that they only shot 40% while giving up close to 60% of the shots against Michigan State, to come back from a win like that, to come back and try to win like that, it's going to be very difficult. And so this game's completely different outlook. The press has been on point. They're really going after every shot, every ball, every loose ball. And it's good to see, because this is the Michigan that we saw earlier this season during the midseason before the Michigan slight slump. So I think that if Michigan continues playing like this and they go into the conference tournament this way, I think they're going to be very successful.
And the Wolverines, they had a record-breaking crowd on Sunday, 12,707. Despite, the loss, I think it was a good experience for the whole team and just for the seniors, Thompson and Williams, to be able to experience the first sellout crowd in women's basketball history here at Michigan. It was just a really great thing, and I think even Kim Barnes-Zarico, wasn't happy losing to her rival Michigan State, but Michigan State was the better team on Sunday, and Michigan has a lot to learn from that loss, and they, hopefully will toughen up, because it sounds like Michigan State was, doing a lot of trash talking out on the floor, but that's just something that they need to build on going into the tournament. As you were saying, is coming up. It's going to be tough basketball. The Big Ten has some great teams, and Michigan's going to have to go in there ready to battle against anyone. And
not just that, Michigan's most likely going to see Michigan State again, like you said, in the conference tournament, and possibly again in the March Madness tournament. So it's a team that they can't lose focus on, because they're going to see them again most likely very shortly.
And now back in play, it's Nebraska. Whitish brings up the ball. She's met by Thompson on the block end. She gives it to Sinclair, left wing, guarded by Flaherty. Now Eiley. She's double teamed. Sinclair back to Whitish. 10 seconds on the shot clock. Gets the screen from Shepard. Shepard is going to be... We're going to have Danielle Williams called for the block. The crowd and the Michigan bench thought Williams had her feet planted for the charge as Shepard knocks her down, but instead Shepard will go to the line for 2.
And it's always something interesting to watch when Michigan does draw the charge foul, because it's as if they hit the reaction from the bench is as if they hit a 3. That's something that Michigan and Coach KB have proud of themselves over, drawing these charge fouls at least 2 or 3 per game. And, everyone was hoping for it, but it didn't go this way for them this time.
And they're going to say that wasn't a shooting foul, so Nebraska, another opportunity on offense. But now we're going to have a travel called on Grace Mitchell, who just checked into the game for Nebraska. Hallie Thome will now come back in for Danielle Williams. 16-6, 5:10 remaining in the first. Sierra Thompson with the ball. Gives it to Kaiser. Kaiser puts up a 3. That one's down. Michigan on fire from downtown, up 19-6.
Michigan's shooting 75% from the three-point line, so it's definitely giving them the three-point barrage this game.
Shepard, top the key, guarded by Dunston. She gives it to Liley. That pass goes into the backcourt and it's going to be called over and back Michigan ball.
And again, Dunston has been putting up a fight against Shepard, and Shepard can't get down to that low post and bully her down low. So not only is Shepard having a tough matchup against Hallie Thome when she's on the court, but also against Dunston.
Now number 2, Riley Jensen. And Emily Wood have checked into the game for Nebraska. Michigan on offense. Flaherty finds Gondrzik in the corner for 3. That one's down. 22-6, Wolverines up. Sinclair drives the basket, gets past Thome, has her shot blocked by the rim. Rebound the other way, it's Flaherty up to Gondrzik. Gondrzik, cross-court pass to Thompson in the right corner. Thompson drives baseline, goes up for the reverse layup. That one's good. Offense clicking for the Wolverines. And now Riley Jensen slows it down, getting some direction from the Nebraska bench. Now Wood on the left wing. We have a jumper from Mitchell. That one's down and in for Nebraska. 24-8, Wolverines lead, 3:45. Now we have a foul on Riley Jensen. The Nebraska's second team foul. Now Nicole Munger will check into the game for Jillian Dunston. Munger coming off 12-point game versus Michigan State.
And Allie Haver is also checking in.
Flaherty tries to throw it down low to Thome, has the pass broken up and stolen by Nebraska. Now Jensen for Nebraska, guarded by Thompson closely. She gives it to Wood, left wing. 15 seconds on the shot clock. Havers to Sinclair, 10 seconds on the shot clock. Jensen now in the corner, gives it to Havers. She pulls up for the jumper, no good. And it's going to be out of bounds to Michigan, as number 24, Maddie Simon, knocked it out of bounds for Nebraska. Thompson crosses the timeline. She's met by Wood. Flaherty to Gondrzik, reverses it to Thompson. Back up top to Flaherty. She finds Thome in the paint, goes for the layup. That one's good. Wolverines up 26-8. Now Wood the other way to Jensen. Up top. Simon, no good. Rebound Nebraska. Put back, no good. Rebound Gondrzik. Gondrzik cross-court pass to Flaherty. Flaherty thought about the shot, kicks it to Thompson. Now Munger to Gondrzik. She pulls up for the jumper. Has it blocked by Havers, but Michigan retains possession. Thome kicks it out to Flaherty, 4-3. That one's no good. Rebound goes to Jensen. And there's going to be a traveling called on Nebraska. Number 12, Wood. Michigan retains possession. 26-8 with 2:13 remaining in the first.
And points have been, the scoring has been distributed along the team. Gondrzik with 6, Thompson with 2, Flaherty with 9, Thome with 7, and Dunston with 2 and Thome with 7. And that's always been the case in Michigan. Michigan does have 3 players who are averaging double figures, and Sierra Thompson's close behind them with 8 points a game.
Now Gondrzik feeds it to Thome. Thome kicks it out to Munger. Now Munger down to the right block to Dunston. Kicks it off to Kaiser, who puts up a 3. That one's in and out. Rebound Shepard. Shepard gives it up to Jensen, who will slow it down. Now Jensen on the right wing. She gets a screen from Sinclair. Now kicks it out to Wood. Wood puts up a 3. That one's no good. Rebound by Gondrzik. Gondrzik in the fast break. Takes on Jensen. Knocks her down, and Jensen's going to be called for the foul. Gondrzik will now get 2 opportunities from the line. That move there almost looked like a LeBron James put the shoulder down and get to the basket, but it's not going to be called an offensive foul on Gondrzik. We did see her called for that against Michigan State.
And Michigan a good free throw shooting from the stripe, shooting 70% this season. So these are the things where these are free points sometimes for especially teams that are good at shooting from the stripe.
Gondrzik hits the first and the second. Wolverines now up 20, 28-8. A minute 30 remaining, and now we're going to see that Wolverines press that they were working on yesterday at practice. Nebraska beats the press, finds Shepard, but the pass is then tipped. Sierra Thompson steals it, gives it up to Munger. Munger finds Gondrzik, left wing. She slows it up, gives it to Munger, who's open now for 3 after she set the screen. Her 3's no good. Rebound by Shepard. Shepard will give it up to Whitish. 1 minute remaining in the first quarter. Wood to O'Leary. Now reverse to Whitish. She puts up a 3. That one rattles up and in. 28-11. Thompson now up to Gondrzik. To Munger, who reverses it to Thompson. Finds Dunston, who kicks it out to Kaiser. She puts up a 3. That one rattles in and out. Kayla Robbins now checked into the game. Tries to get the rebound, but she's going to step out of bounds. Ball to the Cornhuskers. Wolverines still pressing. Wood now to Whitish. Whitish trapped at the timeline by Munger and Gondrzik. She falls to the ground, and they're going to call a 10-second violation. Kim Barnes-Zarico has to be happy with the Wolverines' execution of their full court press so far. Caitlin Flaherty and Hallie Thome will check in for Jillian Dunston and Kayla Robbins.
Coach KPA clapping when she saw the 10-second violation being called. Nothing must be better than that feeling when everything from practice is being shown today.
10 seconds remaining in the first. Down low to Thome. Thome kicks it out to Munger. Munger from the top of the key. 3 in and out. Rebound to Gondrzik. Gondrzik puts it up. No. 2 seconds. 1 second on the shot clock. Out of bounds to Nebraska. Nebraska opportunity to throw up a long shot. They get it in to Whitish. She chucks it up at the horn. It's going to be short. So going into the second quarter, the Wolverines lead Nebraska 28-11. So far, the Wolverines are shooting well, 45% from downtown, 53% from the field. Alex, what has gotten the Wolverines these good looks at the basket?
Nebraska's been a little bit slow on the rotations, especially from offense and defense. There's been a few fast breaks in the favor of Michigan, I think that the whole story against Michigan State wasn't told. I think that Michigan had a very cold night, and it happens from time to time. And the big deal is how the players bounce back the next game. And like the leaders on this team of Flaherty and Gondrzik came out scoring buckets, and I think that one, it's a great confidence booster for themselves after a rough game, and two, it's just a great confidence booster for the rest of the team because the rest of the team feeds off those big threes, those blocks, and those offensive rebounds and these charges that Michigan draws. And that was something that wasn't there against Michigan State. So I think that this is the Michigan State we've seen. This is the Michigan that we've seen this whole season, and this is the real Michigan that teams should be afraid of when they come play them, come conference and the women's tournament. So this is the real Michigan, and it's going to be interesting to see how far they go when you have three players averaging double figures in points, and someone like Alithom who can take control down low, and so they have different ways they can attack you, which is sometimes frightening if some of these teams only have one or two good players because you can't cover everyone then.
And as you were saying, on defense, the Wolverines have been going to a double team on Jessica Shepard, and she has 0 points so far, and she's only shot the ball twice, so they've been doing a good job preventing her from even getting the ball and then stopping her when she does get it.
Well, every time she's gotten the ball, she's basically held it, and when she turns or spins to look for an easy hook or just an easy layup, there's someone else in front of her, and she always has to kick it out. So it's something that she's been struggling to take control of, or Nebraska punishing Michigan for setting the double team. But not only is the double team working, it's the rotation after double team, because the help defense that they're giving should quickly swap back to whoever they had to originally guard, if it's a White, if it's Ward or Elila. So it's been interesting to see how Michigan's been playing that double team and back to man coverage.
Now Wolverines starting out the second quarter on offense. Gondrzik with Flaherty, Munger, Dunston, and Thome. Flaherty kicks it out to Munger in the right corner. Now up top to Kaiser. Kaiser knocks down yet another three. Wolverines on the board first in the second quarter, 31-11. Sincor launches a three. That one's no good. Rebound by Dunston. Outlets it to Flaherty. Flaherty, step back jumper, knocks that one down.
And again, Flaherty just with a hot hand this game, and not just a random hot hand, but her usual going for at least 20 points a game kind of hot hand.
Now Sincor finds Whitish. Shepard in the short corner, puts up the jumper. That one's in and out. Rebound Thome. Thome up to Flaherty. Flaherty pulls up for three in transition. No good, but Gondrzik's there for the rebound. Gondrzik will bring it up top, guarded by Liley. Now Flaherty with Thome on the block. Spin move is met by Simon, and she causes the jump ball. Possession arrow towards Nebraska. Now Nebraska brings the ball up the court. It's Whitish. She's guarded by Gondrzik. Now Eliley feeds it to Wood in the corner, and she's going to be called for a travel. She attempted to shot fake Flaherty, but instead it's called for the travel. Gondrzik bringing the ball up for the Wolverines. She gives it to Flaherty, top of the key. Flaherty drives into the paint against two Nebraska defenders. Layup long, rebound by Wood. She kicks it to Eliley, who then Havers tries to lob it down low to Shepard. That one's long. The Wolverines force yet another turnover. Will be number 8 for Nebraska. Now Dunston gives it to Gondrzik. Gondrzik finds Flaherty in the corner. Pump fake, puts up a shot. That one's good again for Flaherty from 3. That's 14 as Munger steals the ball in the press. She gives it to Kaiser. Kaiser finds Munger wide open in the corner for 3. That one's no good. Dunston trying to tap the rebound to a teammate. Now it's Flaherty on the floor. Dunston ends up controlling the rebound, and it's up top to Gondrzik. Crowd on their feet. They're happy with that. Hustle by the Wolverines. Gondrzik has the ball poked out of bounds by Eliley. Now Danielle Williams checks in for Nicole Munger. On the sideline, Wolverines up 36-11, 7:20 remaining in the second. Gonderzik up top, gives it to Williams. Williams back to Gonderzik, left wing. She gets a screen from Thome. Thome rolls, gets the ball, spin move around Shepard, but Shepard strips it away from her. The other way now, it's Wood. She'll slow it up for the Cornhuskers. She gives it to O'Leary. Hand off to Wood. Havers, then to Shepard, but has it stolen by Dunston. Dunston in transition, 4-2, it's good, 38-11. Wolverines rolling now. Wood on offense for Nebraska, 6:30 remaining in the half. O'Leary tries to lob it down low or take a shot, but she was fouled before on the ground. That will be on Jillian Dunston. Now Maddie Simon will check in for Jessica Shepard, and Sierra Thompson will check back in for Jillian Dunston. Whitish gets it in to Simon, puts up the jumper from the elbow, no good, rebound Thome. Thome outlets it to Flaherty. Flaherty in transition, gets in the paint, kicks it out to Thompson. Thompson lobs it down low to Thome. Thome tries to find Gonderzik, but it's going to be stolen by Wood.
And Michigan only with 3 turnovers this game so far, while Nebraska has 10 already. So it's been a game of turnovers a little bit for Nebraska at this point.
Nebraska able to find Simon down low for 2. It's 38-13. Now Gonderzik up top to Flaherty. Back to Gonderzik. Flaherty. Back to Gonderzik once again. Takes the 3. That one's off left side of the rim. Rebound Wood. Wood to Whitish. Whitish drives the basket, gets past Williams. Finds O'Leary in the corner. Hands it off to Whitish. Her 3's no good. Williams is there. Falling to the ground. She grabs the rebound, kicks it to Flaherty. Flaherty in transition. Hesitation, dribble. Gets to the basket. But they're going to call a travel on Flaherty. And now there's going to be a timeout on the floor. The Wolverines up 38-13, 5:14 remaining in the half.
And Nebraska having a tough shooting game so far, only with 2 points this quarter. And it was recently too. So Michigan's defense, completely different game. Completely different team maybe this game. It looks like they're focused, their press is on, and you see the hustle out of every Wolverine, diving to the balls, and that whole scenario of just getting the offensive rebound. Even the crowd recognized the battle that was, with all the different, everyone jumping forward and it bouncing around different hands. So this is the Michigan that I expected to see kind of every time we come out and see them. So it's not new, but it's good to see that they still have that fight, that they can bounce back from a loss. And, you know, Nebraska just struggling to find any rhythm. They're passing around. They got some ball movement going on. They're working it low. They're kicking it back out, but they just can't hit the shots. And, you know, Shepard being, you know, the team that's leading the team with what we said earlier was basically double-double game, has been really quiet. Doesn't have any points, only 2 rebounds, and so both Dunston and Thome have been beating her on the offensive end. So it looks like possibly out of focus, maybe an injury could be nagging her, but she's getting beat on both ends by multiple players.
Yeah, and as you said, just the energy the Wolverines are bringing in this game. The past 2 games, it looked like they didn't have that fire, that passion that is usually there against Michigan State. Jillian Dunston didn't get as many minutes, you know, as she usually does. And just didn't seem like the Wolverines, had a lot of heart. And that's not something that we've seen much this season, so it's really good for Wolverines fans to see the Michigan team out here right now playing with the hustle, the energy, and I think that comes with, Kim Barnes-Rigo has been playing Danielle Williams a lot, and we've seen her on the floor for those loose balls.
And something I always like to mention is Dunston and Munger, even though they possibly won't light up the stat sheet every time, their effort for every ball and every defensive possession they get is, you can see it on the court, and it's one of the best things you can see in an athlete when they show their determination every single time.
Every team needs a Dunston and Munger as Danielle Williams steals it from Nebraska. Gives it up to Flaherty. Flaherty finds Williams. Williams is going to drive the basket and is fouled by Simon. Knocked to the ground. She'll get 2 shots. Now in for Nebraska is Esther Ramacheri, Emily Wood, Allie Havers, Maddie Simon, and Jasmine Sincor. Danielle Williams misses the first, makes the second. It's 39-13, 4:30 remaining in the half. Ramacheri up top, guarded by Thompson. She'll give it to Sincor. 18 seconds on the shot clock. Sincor to Simon. Simon kicks it out to Wood. 10 seconds on the shot clock. Down to Havers. Havers knocks down the jumper in the left short corner. 39-15. Thompson crosses the timeline for the Wolverines. Thompson trying to get some screens going from her Michigan offense. It's Gondrzik. She gets a screen from Thome. She turns the corner, misses the layup. Rebound by Thome, and she's fouled on the putback. That foul will be on Maddie Simon.
That'll be her second.
Now Michigan has 0 field goals in the last 3 minutes. Hallie Thome will go to the line. Makes her first. Puts the Wolverines up 40-15. There's some substitutions now for both teams. Dunston and Munger will check in for the Wolverines.
Coming in for Gondrzik and Williams, it looks like.
Now Whitish and Eulalie and Shepard back in the game for Nebraska. Thome hits both. And some more pressure by the Wolverines defense.
It's 41-15 with 3:45 left to go. Michigan leading.
Eulalie to Shepard. She knocks down her first shot from the left elbow. 41-17. Thompson hands it off to Munger. Munger to Flaherty for a long 3. That one's down. Flaherty now with 17. Nebraska breaks the press, but there's still some Wolverines pressure. Whitish now up top to Shepard. 19 seconds on the shot clock. Spin move. She's double teamed by Dunston and Flaherty. Now she kicks it out to Whitish. Whitish to Sincor in the corner. Back up top to Whitish. 7 seconds on the shot clock. She picks up her dribble. Cross-court pass to Sincor. Puts up a 3. Shot clock winding down. No good. Rebound Dunston. Outlets it to Flaherty. In transition, she finds Thompson short corner. She has her shot blocked by Eulalie. 44-17. 2:40 remaining in the half. Nebraska on offense. Sincor drives into the paint, kicks it out to Eulalie. She puts up the 3. That one rattles in and out. Rebound Dunston. She outlets it to Flaherty. Flaherty lobs it up to Thome. That pass is broken up by Sincor and it's out of bounds to the Wolverines.
And again, Shepard just being beat even inside for the rebound by Dunston. And it's tough to see when a player is having a rough night like that. trying to do everything she can to get out of her funk, it looks like. But to little to no avail almost.
The other way, it's Nebraska. Shepard misses the layup, rebounds her own shot, and then gets the putback. 44-19. Little pause in the play as Flaherty ties her shoe. Just over 2 minutes remaining in the half. Wolverines now on offense. Thompson crosses the timeline. Give it to Munger up top. 15 seconds on the shot clock. Thompson feeds Munger in the corner. Munger drives into the paint. Brings it back out, kicks it to Dunston in the left short corner. Long air ball, rebound to Shepard. Shepard bringing it all the way up for Nebraska. She picks up her dribble. Dunston in her face. We have backdoor cut by Simon, and she gets the basket.
Nice play by Nebraska to generate. They've been better since the last 2 or 3 minutes with getting the ball moving and scoring baskets. It was 8 points in the last 3-4 minutes.
44-21. Dunston in the paint. She has her shot blocked by Simon. Or that's Allie Havers, excuse me. But it will stay with Michigan.
Nebraska fan crowd, parents and such, proud of that block, and she brought that thing down. Didn't give much time to react.
Now Kayla Robbins and Kaiser Gondrzik will check in for Dunston and Munger. Thompson on the baseline looking to get it in. She lobs it into Flaherty. They have 10 seconds remaining on the shot clock. Flaherty down low to Robbins. Robbins kicks it out to Gondrzik. 5 seconds. 4. The ball's tipped away, and it's going to be Thome throwing it up at the end of the shot clock. She didn't hit the rim. She was almost at the 3-point line, so that would be a shot clock violation.
Nice nifty press by Nebraska. Now let that ball come in and to cause some panic amongst the Wolverines to find someone to get the shot off.
Just under a minute to go. Shepard double teamed on offense, but she's able to find Havers, who cuts to the basket and is then fouled by Gondrzik. She'll go to the line for the and one. Wolverines up 44-23. 48 seconds.
And Nebraska with a quick 6-0 run in the last minute and a half or so. I think Shepard finally heard me. Shepard taking advantage of the double team and finding two assists with the backdoor pass from before, and this one making sure that Michigan pays for sending a double team her way. And it's kind of a different Nebraska in the last 2 minutes or so.
Reverse foul shot, no good. The Wolverines now on offense. 10 seconds on the shot clock, 28 remaining in the half. Thompson with 5 seconds tries to get it to Kayla Robbins, and Thompson's going to be called for the charge as Sincor is able to get in position in the lane.
And it's interesting because Shepard was part of the double team chasing around. I think it was chasing around Gondrzik or Thompson in that last play, and it's different. What Nebraska is doing now is sending a double team to the ball, basically anyone holding the ball, and seeing how they react from there.
Now 14 seconds, 12. Whitish to Shepard. 9 seconds left in the half. Shepard spin move against Kayla Robbins. She dumps it down low to Havers. Almost has it stolen by Flaherty, but it's going to stay with Nebraska with 3 seconds remaining in the half.
And Michigan now scoreless in the last 3 minutes. 44-23 with 24 seconds left to go in the second quarter.
Into Shepard. Shepard finds Whitish in the corner, knocks down the 3 at the buzzer. So going into halftime, Nebraska has the momentum, but the Wolverines are up 44-26. What did you see Nebraska doing, as you talked about a little bit, double teaming on the ball, but they have the momentum going into halftime.
Wow, those last 2 minutes and 20 seconds were something that was a completely different team almost. Shepard looked aggressive. Shepard quickly now, even though she only has 4 points, she has 4 rebounds and 3 assists, which one of the assists led to a three, and the other two we were talking about before was the backdoor pass and another pass when she was sent to double team. And in the last possession, Michigan didn't send a double team her way. And, they're respecting now a whitish three or a Jensen going to just continue to distribute the ball. And it was kind of interesting to see when they're on the defensive, they would send a double team towards whoever was handling the ball. And it kind of shook or rattled Michigan because they weren't expecting the double team. And it's something I believe Coach KB has talked to them and, look for that open player, look for the open teammate. Because before, when Thompson had the ball and she was driving in, she had Gondry open for a corner three. And that's where she was going to go for the pass. And so it's just something that matter, just like, when they send the double team, just be careful, hold on to the ball, and look for the outlet pass. Because if they're sending a double team, there's going to be someone open. So I think it's something that Michigan will be able to easily adjust to. But it's something that I'd hope that Nebraska, seeing the success they had in the last 2 minutes and 20 seconds, even though it's a high-intensity, full-press defense that they're trying to do right there, it's something if they want to be able to sneak back into this game, make it a little bit close, it's something that they should try to do.
And so going into the half, the leading scores for Nebraska tied at 8. We have Hannah Whitish with 8 and Allie Havers with 8 as well. For the Wolverines, leading the way is Caitlin Flaherty with 17 points, 6 for 11 shooting, followed by Kaiser Gondrzik with 11. So we'll leave you for the halftime. Wolverines up 44-26. We'll be back for the second half.
Hello and welcome back to Michigan women's basketball. About to start the second half here. Dalton Pataki, will be taking Alex Lopez's spot alongside Emily Herrard. Emily, to end the half, Nebraska went on a little 9-0 run to bring this one within 20 points. Can they keep it up, or was halftime just the break the Wolverines needed?
I think it was probably just the break the Wolverines needed. I mean, they've been playing a lot better than they have in the past 2 games, and part of that is just Nebraska's level of play. They were able to knock down Indiana when they faced them earlier, 67-64, but that was a close game the whole way. I don't think Nebraska has what it takes to come back, down 44-26, but the Wolverines do need to continue playing strong basketball, not only to finish out this game, but going into Sunday's game versus Penn State. Middle of the pack Big Ten game, but they are, fighting for their life to maybe get a bid into the NCAA tournament or, get a higher seed going into the Big Ten tournament. So at this point, the Wolverines, need to win out if they really want to solidify their position in postseason play.
Yeah, and on the road against Penn State, that's going on the road in the Big Ten is never easy. The Wolverines started out absolutely on fire from beyond the arc. Since then, they've cooled off a little bit, but are still shooting 47% from 3, a lot of it coming from the usual suspects of Flaherty and Gondrzik. Flaherty 5 of 8, Gondrzik 3 of 6. If they can keep it up, there's no reason that Michigan can't cruise to an early victory, get some rest for their starters, and maybe let Sierra Thompson and Danielle Williams play out a little extra time here on Senior Day.
Yeah, Danielle Williams has gotten, more minutes than she did against Michigan State. And she does have 1 point, but she has 3 rebounds and 2 assists. And we definitely saw her out there diving for balls and tried to take a charge. So she's out there trying to get the most of her minutes on Senior Night.
And it'll be interesting to see if KBA goes with Williams back to start the second half, and it looks like she will. It looks like it will be Thompson, Williams, Flaherty, Dunston, Thome, and then for the Cornhuskers, it looks like their starting lineups: Whitish, Eiley, Sincor, Shepard, and the ever-dangerous Allie Havers. It will be Michigan ball to start as Jill Dunston inbounds it to Danielle Williams. Gets swung around on the left wing for Flaherty. Gets a screen from Thome. Kicks over high elbow to Dunston. Into the corner for Thompson. Working that right corner out to Flaherty now on the wing. Dumps it into Thome. Thome working. Kick out to Thompson. Thompson for 3. Rattles in and out. No good. Rebound Eiley. She's going to bring it up for the Cornhuskers. She kicks it over to Whitish. Whitish on the right wing. Nebraska going left to right. Michigan right to left. Michigan in their home whites. Nebraska in their black with red trim and red numbers. A dump into Shepard. Shepard lays it up and off the glass. Easy 2 points for Jessica Shepard. Ball gets tipped around, but eventually into the hands of Sierra Thompson. Danielle Williams dumps it in. Double team coming onto Thome in the block. She just dribbles out of it over to Williams. Skip pass to Thompson. Thompson now working the right baseline. Out to Williams. Left wing. Left corner now Thompson. Thompson 7-6-5. Dumps it into Thome, 4-3, lefty hook from the baseline and in. Nice touch there from the 6'5" sophomore.
Thome had to go over Havers and Shepard for that floater. Great touch by Thome.
Sincor has it up to Eiley. Over to Whitish on the left wing now. She dribbles middle, kicks into Shepard, tipped away, stolen now by Thome. Thome's outlet pass to Thompson, tipped away by Whitish, but harmlessly out of bounds as the Michigan Wolverines catch a break there.
I think Thome might have been a little surprised that she got the steal and then wasn't very committal with her pass.
It'll be Thompson bringing up as she crosses the timeline with 20 seconds on the shot clock. Over to Flaherty, now on the left wing. Picked away there by Sincor. Sincor up, passes it to Havers. Havers 1-1. She loses it, fumbles it. Picked up by Sincor, though, and flips in easily in front. Now quickly pushed up to Flaherty along that left wing. She works it middle, over to Williams on the right side, back to Flaherty. Flaherty driving out to Williams. Williams up top now. Gets reversed around to Flaherty. Flaherty curls off a screen, goes into the lane, loses it. Brought in there by Thome, jump ball. Possession arrow pointing in favor of the Cornhuskers.
And now the Wolverines have to be careful. They've started out slow, only 2 points so far in this half, and been just sloppy on offense.
Michigan still leads, though, 46-30. 7:45 here to go in the third quarter. Whitish has it over to Liley. Liley to Havers. Havers skip pass to Whitish. Whitish catch and shoot three. Rails in and out, no good. Rebound Shepard. Shepard double team there. Now jump ball forced by Jill Dunston. It's going to go back over to the Wolverines.
Good effort by Dunston. As Shepard has started to heat up a little bit down low. She does have 6 points on 3 for 7 shooting.
Thompson has it now, works right side. Flips it back out to Williams. Williams to Sierra. C gets a screen, doesn't use it though. Into the corner for Williams. Williams now jumps to Dunston. Dunston up to the elbow to Thome. Thome dribbles, spin moves, goes to the right side. Is going to get fouled on the way up. 2 free throws coming for Hallie Thome.
So far in the second half, it seems like the only option for the Wolverines is to dump it down low to Thome. She's been getting a lot of looks, but Flaherty has yet to take a shot in this second half. Slow offense by the Wolverines.
Yeah, not the same explosive offense we saw in the first half. The first free throw from Thome went back iron and out. No good. Still 46-30. Michigan leads. 7.5 to go here. Or excuse me, 7:07 to go in the third quarter. You are listening to WCBN Sports, the student sports radio network. Whitish now has it quickly into Havers. Havers off the right glass. No good. Rebound Williams. Williams up to Flaherty. Flaherty finds Thome wide open down low. She flips it up. No good, but got fouled from behind. 2 more free throws coming for Hallie Thome.
And Thome is 4 for 6 from the line. She has improved, but, you know, in practice, Thome can knock down 85%. So I don't know if in the game she's just mental. It seems like it's been a mental thing for all the Wolverines. Seen big misses by Flaherty, Thompson, and Munger from the line.
Thome that time goes 1 of 2 from the line. And like you said, free throw shooting definitely a concern for these Wolverines as they're nearing the end of regular season play. Whitish now has it. She dribbles all the way up top. Kicks over to Liley. Liley puts it on the ground into the middle lane. Kicks over to Havers. Havers out, stolen there by Thompson. Thompson bringing it along the right side, behind the back dribble, going middle. Over to Flaherty. Flaherty, quick three. No good. Rebound tapped around out of bounds. It's going to go in favor of the visitors.
Kim Barnes-Rico isn't going to want that to be the Wolverines' first shot on offense, but considering how well Flaherty's been shooting tonight, she's not going to get angry about that shot.
48-30, Michigan leads now, as we saw Kaiser Gondrzik just check in for Danielle Williams. Whitish dribbles it around, up to Havers. On a curl screen to Sincor, down low, flips it up, and 1 off the glass. Nice play there to get an easy look for the Cornhuskers.
And that will be Gondrzik's second foul, and both fouls tonight are definitely reflect, you know, that she's a freshman. On that call, she didn't have her feet planted, she put on some contact, and, you know, in her first foul, she was late to her defender and got a foul there, and she didn't quite understand both of them, but that's something that she'll improve on as she gets more experience.
The free throw was good by Sincor. Dunston now has it up top. Hand off to Gondrzik. Gondrzik drives middle of the lane all the way to the left side. Flips it up off the glass. No. Rebound, Shepard. She kicks it out to Whitish. Whitish pushing it. She's going to pull up. Skip pass over to Sincor. Tipped away by Kaiser Gondrzik. And back to the Gondrzik and 1. She might have got caught anticipating the screen. As it was a screen down on the opposite block, you almost always expect Sincor would flash up to the top of the three-point line for an outlet pass, but she did a nice job curling it, and that's where the freshman got stuck. Now into the game, Simon. Simon came in for Havers. And the pass to Simon in the corner got tipped away by Sierra Thompson. It'll still be Nebraska ball, but with 11 seconds on the shot clock, they have to be cognizant of that. Whitish has it up top. Shot clock under 10. 8, 7. Up to Shepard. Shepard has it. 4, 3. She drives all the way in. We're going to get a foul on Jill Dunston, getting a little too handsy, playing defense up top. That'll reset the shot clock to 30 seconds. Safely inbounded to Simon. Simon will now take that 3 and get nothing but air out of bounds. It'll be Michigan ball. Not a bad look by any means. Thompson has it up top. She's working with O'Leary on her. She dribbles to the left side. Looking to get into the Thome. Good defense by Shepard, though, keeping it out. Flaherty now has it. Gets a screen from Dunston. Kicks over to Gondrzik. Gondrzik, pump fake, dribble, left-hand side. Good for the 15-footer. As it gets quickly inbounded up to O'Leary. O'Leary all the way into the lane. She flips it up. Blocked by Thome. Rebound Dunston. Dunston now pushing it. Looking to someone to give it to. Eventually flips it over to Flaherty. Flaherty dumps inside to Thome. Thome working. Double team, flips it up, rolls around, and one! Hallie Thome powers through the contact and gets the and one. Nice play there by the sophomore from Chagrin Falls.
And Hallie Thome is having a good all-around game tonight. She has 15 points, 4 rebounds, and she also has 2 blocks and 2 steals.
And Flaherty still leads with 17 in this game, but not much out of her this second half. Thankfully, Michigan hasn't had to need it as they've pushed this lead back to 19, 52-33 with 4:42 to go in the third. But a little concerning that Flaherty has disappeared in the second half.
Yeah, the Wolverines did go on about a 2.5-minute scoring drought, and it does seem like there are inconsistencies with the Wolverines shooters. Against Michigan State, you were saying how Kaiser Gondrzik, she had a 13-point third quarter, but then she was silent in the first quarter and the fourth quarter. Now Flaherty went hot in the first half, but now we haven't seen anything from her, and sometimes that's something we see from Flaherty. She's either cold the first half and then hot the second, but they need to have more consistency. But since they do have, a variety of scores, it's not as big as it was last year when Flaherty went cold. The Wolverines, they didn't have a chance to win a tight game because they'd have to continue to go to Flaherty, but even if she wasn't hitting it that day. But now they have many options. With Hallie Thome has improved so much over last year as a freshman. She got, strong over the summer, and now we see her making shots down low through contact that there was no way that she would have made last year. She's 5 of 6, and, that's just, she leads the league in field goal percentage because she's able to get good looks at the basket. But you also have to credit, the Wolverines offense. Sierra Thompson, Flaherty, and Gondrzik, all the guards are able to get the ball down low to her, and that's something they work on a lot at practice. The Wolverines are shooting, a lot better than they did against Michigan State. 46% from the field and 42% from 3. They're struggling a little bit right now, but Kim Barnes-Arrigo has to be happy with them shooting better. They have been in practice, working on foul shots and shooting in general because they have been in a cold streak. But this game against Nebraska is very important to build their confidence going forward.
And it certainly is. This Michigan team is staring an NCAA tournament berth right in the face, and they might even get a chance to host a game or two depending on how everything shakes out. But coming out of the timeout, Thome has the and one opportunity to convert here to push this back to a 20-point lead. Free throw is up, front iron, and gets the shooter's roll. The and one is completed. I believe that's Jensen now with it. She's checked into the game. She gives it to Mitchell. Mitchell has it back over to Wood, over to Jensen in the corner. And we're going to have a foul. Looks like maybe off ball on Maria Backman, who's seeing her first action of the day.
Yeah, with a 20-point lead, Kim Barnes-Rico is using the opportunity to let junior Maria Backman get some playing time. She doesn't see a whole lot of court action.
And we're going to have back-to-back fouls on Maria Backman. She's checked in, has promptly fouled twice.
So it looks like Jillian Dunstan probably will be checking in for her soon.
And Nebraska on another inbounds gets it, I believe, to Wood. Yeah, that is Wood. She dribbles up top, flips it back over to Shepard, but knocked out of bounds by Maria Backman.
And that's something that Kim Barnes-Rico talks about is Maria Backman's length. Her wingspan is tremendous, and she's able to be aware on defense like that. She can poke away a lot of loose balls.
So much athletic potential for Maria Backman. If she can just put together the game, she could be a dangerous weapon her senior season. Now a deep three from Wood, misses front iron, rebound Sincor. She gets it, kicks it back out to Shepard. Shepard working, spin move up top, step back, no. Now another step back from 18 feet and down. What a move to have for Jessica Shepard, sitting at 6'4". Now quickly up, Thome, lefty hook, no good. Fouled though by Shepard, got her with the body.
Right now a battle between Thome and Shepard. Thome is winning it with 16, Shepard only with 8. But Shepard now has 7 rebounds, and she's starting to claw her way back towards her, double figures she almost averages.
First one from Thome is down, but Thome more of a traditional center. A lot of post-ups, hook shots there for rebounding. And what we've seen out of Shepard today, she does have some outside moves, and only a sophomore, she could be a big problem for the Wolverines in the future. Jensen has it over to Sincor. Back to Jensen on the right wing. Gets a screen now from Mitchell. She takes it, looking. Picks up a dribble, handoff to Sincor. Sincor all the way in the lane, loses it. Picked up Maria Backman. Maria Backman going one-on-one with Sincor. Flips it up behind the back and in and one. What a play by Maria Backman, and there's that athleticism we've been talking about.
And that's great for Maria Backman. She definitely needs a confidence booster, and she got the steal, and she was not going to be stopped going all the way to the basket with a trick finish.
And what a play indeed. Now, it looks like Thompson and Dunstan will be checking in at the scorer's table, but Dunstan, who is presumably checking in for Backman, might have to wait as the free throw is missed. And there's a stoppage in play. Not sure why. The referees are looking at something. Any guess as to what they could be looking at? It certainly wouldn't be the clock with 3:25 to go in the third period.
Right after a foul shot, it seems.
Yeah.
But now Jillian Dunstan will be able to check in because of that stoppage.
Maybe making sure who the foul was on. That's about the only thing I can think of. But the subs will be able to come in. And after a rough start, Maria Backman maybe making the most impressive shot of the day. Whitish now back into the game. She has it along the right wing into the corner for Wood. Back to Whitish. And Wood, they're trying to get into Shepard, but nice job there by Thome and Dunstan doubling her down low. They finally do get it to Shepard. Shepard step back 15-footer, nothing but net.
Shepard is feeling it now, and as you said, she has some range. She can shoot from all over the court.
Now Gondrzik gets in the corner for 3. Back iron, no good. Tipped around, rebound by Gondrzik. Gondrzik gets it. Might have gotten away with a travel. Lays it up, no good. Out to Thome. Thome now to Flaherty for 3. In and out, no good. Rebound to Liley. Liley has it. She takes it in all the way on the smaller Flaherty. Can't get it down, though. Rebound Thome. Flaherty has it. Pushing it, has numbers. Over to Gondrzik. Can't connect on the pass. Out of bounds. It'll be Nebraska ball.
too bad there because Flaherty had great court vision. Gondrzik, if the pass had been on target, would have been, right at the basket for a layup.
57-37, Michigan leads, 2.5 to go here in the third period of play. Havers and Simon have checked in for the Cornhuskers. Wiley has it up top. She pulls up for a 15-footer, back iron no good. Tipped around, rebound there, Gondrzik. Gondrzik up to Flaherty. Flaherty, hesitation move, all the way to left lane, flips it up and in. Nice move in transition there by Kate Flaherty.
And Caitlin Flaherty has that hesitation dribble, although we have seen the refs call her for travel when she tries to use it.
Now Whitish up top, over to Wiley. Now over to the corner to Simon. Simon pump fake, dribble drive to Havers. Havers good with the 3-footer. Nice play there by the Cornhuskers, getting some ball movement. Gondrzik has it. She works all the way, tries to flip it up underneath on the reverse. No good, but she got knocked with the body. 2 free throws coming up for Kaiser Gondrzik.
One thing I've noticed when Kaiser Gondrzik drives to the basket, she likes to try to sell the foul, but then when she hits the floor pretty hard, and I feel like that could be a little scary for Kim Barnes-Arrigo to watch her star freshman hit the floor.
Yeah, especially in a 20-point game, just seemingly all but over. The first one from Gondrzik hits the front of the rim a couple of times, but doesn't fall down. Nicole Munger now checks in for the Wolverines. Munger's gotten some good looks today and has been close, but has yet to connect from three-point line, as she is 0 for 3. And the second one from Gondrzik is good. We're going to see Maria Backman back in the game as Hallie Thome is going to get a rest. A good lineup to get Munger and Backman in there as Shepard is still on the bench for the Cornhuskers. Whitish has it. Gets a screen from Simon. Now thrown away there by Whitish. And Havers can't get it until it crosses the timeline, over and back. Michigan, let's see if they can capitalize on just a blatant mistake by Whitish. Thompson has it up top. Minute 20 to go here in the third. Over to Gondrzik. Gondrzik on the left wing now for Flaherty. Flaherty looking to get inside, can't do anything with it. Gets a screen from Munger, reverses all the way around. In the corner, Gondrzik for 3. Front iron, no good. Tipped out there, eventually corralled in by Wood. Stolen by Flaherty, but stolen back by Simon. And we got a foul here. Who's it going to be on? Looks like they're going to get Kate Flaherty for being a little bit reckless out there.
She almost got the steal, but she didn't hold on to it and then tried to sell a foul, but instead it's going to be called on her.
And the senior Danielle Williams will be checking in for the Wolverines as soon as the refs sort out what's going on here. 60-39, Michigan leads. 1 minute to go exactly in the third quarter.
Now the Wolverines going cold from 3. They're down to 36%, but they're one of their last 5 field goal attempts.
Yeah, Nebraska at one point, I looked over at the stat broadcast, and Michigan was shooting up over 60%, and Nebraska was shooting under 25%. Nebraska getting that closer as they're shooting 40%, Michigan 44%, but still a 21-point game, thanks to the 3-point onslaught early on. Dribble drive in by Simon. She's going to get bumped there by Nicole Munger. 2 shots coming up for Nebraska.
At the line, shooting 2 for the Cornhuskers, number 24.
See if they can get this one within 7 possessions.
The Wolverines with a small lineup, and something we haven't seen often this year is Backman, Williams, and Munger, 3 bench players on the court, just Thompson and Gondrzik.
The first from Simon is good, the second upcoming. Mark the second one good, 60-41 now. Back within 20. They push it up to Nicole Munger, skip pass to Gondrzik. Gondrzik over in to Thompson. Thompson's going to dribble it up top. Onto the right side to Munger, into the corner for Gondrzik. Gondrzik dribbles it out up top. She has over to Thompson. Thompson to Munger. Munger 10-9. Skip pass to Gondrzik. Tipped away there by O'Reilly. Gondrzik's going to let it go out of bounds. 25 seconds in the corner, 6 though on the shot clock. Michigan's going to have to get a quick look here, get off something good. It'll be Gondrzik triggering. She fires it into Backman, back to Gondrzik. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Dribble driving the lane, off the glass and good. Nice left hand there by Kaiser Gondrzik. Whitish now has it. She's going to dribble it over to the left side. Hand off to O'Reilly. Screen from Simon. They try to go inside. Tipped away by Thompson. Now out of bounds. Last touched by Simon. It will be Michigan basketball. 3.6 to go here in the quarter. They get up to Gondrzik. 3, 2, 1. Over to Munger. Munger gets it off in time. Good if it goes. Rattles in and out. And Munger, 4 tough misses from the long line.
Yeah, not something you see often from Nicole Munger. And in warm-up, she was knocking down all of her shots, but she, was coming off a good game against Michigan State, so just not getting the lucky bounce tonight.
As Michigan leads 62-41, 21-point lead going into the fourth, it would be a miracle comeback and a collapse of epic proportions for Nebraska to win this. So I guess when you see Michigan come out and play this good against Nebraska, while they're not that great, it's just tough when you see teams like Michigan State come here. They played at the sellout crowd game. Crash Chrysler, congrats to the Michigan basketball marketing team for filling up this place. I was informed by one of the attendants working here that Chrysler's only seen 1 sellout this year between men and women's, and it was for that Michigan State game. But Emily, can you maybe explain why Michigan shoots so well against these teams, but when they get against middle of the pack teams, you see Caitlin Flaherty go 2 of 12, Kaiser Gondrzik 6 of 16. Really the only offensive bright spot that day, Hallie Thome 10 of 18.
Yeah, I think these teams are able to, hone in on the good shooters of Michigan, but also I think recently there's been pressure on Michigan, and maybe they're not stepping up to that. They're feeling the pressure of being ranked. Going into Sunday, they had the huge crowd. They were playing their rivals, Michigan State, and they were looking for their number 22 win on the season, to remain undefeated at home. Michigan State wanted to come out and beat them, and I think right now it could just be the pressure of the situation they're in. I think Nicole Munger said she doesn't like being ranked from that perspective. I mean, obviously you like being ranked because
once you get ranked, teams before this year, teams would see Michigan on the schedule and they say, all right, well, we just got another game against Michigan. Michigan comes in, they're ranked. Now teams circle that game and say, hey, we're going to knock them off. They come into Chrysler, they say, hey, they're undefeated in Chrysler. We're going to be that team to, we're going to win in Chrysler. We're going to be the first team to do it. In Michigan State, they shot it excellently, scoring 86 points, the Jankoska girl. Absolutely phenomenal.
And then those two teams, middle of the pack, but they're fighting for, a bid to the tournament. So that's a resume builder, knocking off a ranked Michigan.
And as action resumes, they get it right into Shepard. Shepard, fall away, 9-footer. Thome, nice defense there, hand in her face, no good. Ball's going to go out of bounds. It'll stay with Michigan. Good defense there by Hallie Thome on Shepard. Thome not very comfortable having to step out and guard anything past the block, but she did a nice job there not fouling. And Kaiser Gondrzik flips it up and in for 2 points for the Wolverines. 64-41, just underway here in the final quarter of play.
We often see Gondrzik either driving to the basket or hitting threes, but in this game she showed she also has a mid-range jumper.
Now double team on Shepard. She flips it down to Havers for a very easy 2 points. Not the defensive rotation KBA wanted to see out of her team there.
No, but Shepard's been able to find some open teammates while being double teamed. She now has 4 assists on the night. The
Flaherty dribble drive ends in a scoop and score on the right side. Michigan comes out 2 for 2, 66-43. Shepard has it. Shepard, deep three, off the rim, no good. Rebound Havers. Havers has it, flips it to Shepard. Shepard can't hold on. Corralled in there by Flaherty. Flaherty pushing it up. 2-on-1 all the way to the rim and swatted away there by Sincor. Sincor doing a nice job sizing up Flaherty. It's always a tough task to stop Caitlin Flaherty in transition as she's so crafty, but Jasmine Sincor did a nice job there and trusted her defense. Now on the inbounds, Flaherty in the corner. To an open Thome. Thome flips it up, no good. Got bodied there, but not called. Michigan gets the rebound and swings it all the way around as it gets to Nicole Munger in the corner. Nicole Munger has it on the left wing. She's dribbling around. Tries to drive baseline, kicks out to Sierra Thompson in the corner for three, nothing but net.
And finally, the senior Sierra Thompson knocks down a three, and that must feel good. She now has 5 and 4 assists.
Whitish has it. She now pulls up for three, nothing but net. And a response there from Hanish Whitish. And now as Thompson was bringing up a foul on Eliley, that'll be the first of the quarter for Nebraska.
The first personal foul. Team's first of the fourth quarter.
Thompson has it, flips it up to Flaherty, gets a screen from Munger. Flaherty working right side in the corner for Gondrzik. Gondrzik now dribbles to the left elbow, fires it good. Like you said, she's got that mid-range game.
She now has 20, along with 8 rebounds, so almost a double-double for Gondrzik.
Shepard has it, works, left hand, flips it up and in, and one. Hallie Thome with the foul there. Nice move by Shepard to draw the contact and to fight through.
Shepard had a quiet first half, but now she has 12 points, 8 rebounds, so she's also close to a double-double, and she also has 4 assists.
And Shepard can't complete the and one. Rebound there, Dunstan. Quickly up to Flaherty. Flaherty working, hesitation, pulls up, 15-footer and down. So dangerous. 73-48. Michigan not letting this one, not letting Nebraska have any hope. They've responded every single time. Sincor has it now, over to Whitish. She gets a screen from Havers. Hard hedge there by Thome. It does get kicked down to Havers. Havers, 18-footer, front iron, no good. Long rebound, corralled in by Sierra Thompson. Sierra Thompson dribble, drive, hesitation move, goes all the way in. Flips it up, no good. Maybe blocked from behind. Shepard has it. She tries to throw it up to Eliley. Picked off there, Jill Dunstan. Flips it up to Gondrzik. Gondrzik all the way in. And just decides to dribble out. Had an open about 8-footer, but decided not to take it. Flaherty has it. Dribbles all the way in. Out to Sierra Thompson. Sierra Thompson now from the corner. Dribble drive. Flip to Thome. Thome up. No good, but fouled on the shot.
And right there you see the basketball IQ of Sierra Thompson. The bench wanted her to shoot that corner three, but she drived in, then found an open Thome on the block. And even though, Thome didn't make that shot, you could almost count that as an assist for Sierra Thompson. And, she has 4 tonight, but she is able to find Thome down low so often. And Thome maybe not always converting, but then she gets to the line. So Thompson creating offense for the Wolverines, even though it doesn't always appear in the stat sheet.
And that's been her role this entire career here at Michigan. We've talked off air before that she might be the most underrated player on this Michigan team. As Eliley, takes it all the way in, flips it up, no good, out of bounds. They'll stay with Nebraska, but Sierra Thompson just does everything so well. Consistent shooter, great court vision, great IQ for the game. And Michigan, I don't know if they realize how much they're going to miss her floor presence.
I think I did hear KBA say she stays up at night worrying about, Sierra Thompson graduating. But they'll enjoy her leadership through the rest of the season.
Jensen has it up top now for the Cornhuskers, 14-13-12 into the corner now for Eliley. Eliley dumps it in to Mitchell. Mitchell working, flips it to a cutting Jensen, back to Mitchell. Mitchell flips it up easy as all the defenders were drawn to Jensen. 75-50, it's a 25-point game, 5.5 to go in the game. Dribble handoff to Flaherty. Dump into Thome. Thome working, flips it up. Foul on the floor, though. Another foul on Shepard. That'll be her third. Foul trouble, not much of a concern, I'm sure, for Amy Williams and the Nebraska Cornhuskers. The inbounds to Flaherty in the corner. She works now, dribble drive, tipped away. And there's a scrum for it down at the top of the three-point line. There'll be a jump ball pointing in favor of Michigan. Gondrzik will be triggering for the Wolverines on the baseline. Kicks it out safely to Jill Dunstan. Dunstan now hands it off to Flaherty. Flaherty working right side, drive, flip up off the side of the backboard, no good. Rebound Shepard. Shepard's going to bring it up herself, goes behind the back, flips over to Jensen, into the corner for O'Reilly. Wiley back to Jensen. Jensen working with Williams on her. She dribbles from right to left, tries to get into Shepard, stolen away by Jill Dunstan. Jill Dunstan leading the break. She's actually going to pull up here, maybe a smart decision. As that hustle play draws applause from the Michigan faithful here on this Thursday afternoon. Dribble drive on the right side by Gondrzik, flips it up, fouled, and give credit to the Michigan fans for coming out. Not the 12,000 person sellout we saw Sunday, but for these fans to sacrifice their beautiful Thursday afternoon to come in and watch Michigan basketball shows the excitement around the program.
Yes, and this crowd, you know, the Michigan fans, they came out well on Sunday, amazing. But even if it's a small crowd like this, they're always loud on their feet. There's some super fans, you know, here at Chrysler.
My man Chuck, super fan.
Yeah.
You'll see him if you come out to Chrysler. He always sits baseline across from the visitors' bench, has a million signs. I don't know if there's a single fan more passionate about sports than Chuck is about this Michigan women's basketball team.
I think we should contact ESPN and let them do a story on Chuck.
I mean, he's perfect, like Sunday morning, like OTL SC exclusive material. I mean, he shows up to every game, so much enthusiasm. The fans love him. And he actually, on the away games, he shows up outside of the practice center and sees the team bus off. It's
rain
astonishing.
Or shine.
Yeah, rain or shine. And it's great, too, to see Michigan have such a good year this year to reward the fans like Chuck that come out here. They have the season tickets. They show up every game. And I know me and Leo mentioned this on our softball broadcast. But if you have a chance to come out and see this Michigan women's team, if they get lucky enough to host an NCAA game, it has been a fun season, an excellent season, and certainly one that I'll remember it. I would be lying if I said I wasn't upset that this could potentially be my last women's basketball game.
Yeah, I agree with you. Hopefully they do have an opportunity to play in the tournament at home because it's so much fun to watch them, and they play so much better at home because, you know, they are used to shooting in Chrysler, but also the fans. It comes down to that. They've had some close games, one against Iowa, and the fans were all on their feet cheering them on. And I don't think they would have won that Iowa game if they hadn't been at home.
No, that Iowa game, I think we called that one.
We did.
And me and you, we've had the knack for being together for exciting ones, and hopefully we'll get to follow this Michigan team on their tournament run. We would be excited to bring you all the Michigan basketball here on WCBN Sports, the Student Sports Radio Network.
If they're in a close enough radius, we might even, you know, travel out and call one of their away games.
The first one from Gondrzik. Tough luck miss there. Rattles in and out, up and out. Now the second one from Gondrzik. Nothing but net. Whitish has it now as she brings it up in the closing moments of this game. 4:39 to go. As we're going to have a foul on Danielle Williams. Her third. Maybe foul out here if you're Danielle Williams. A nice senior memory.
Yeah.
Someone not known for being a very conservative player, but rock steady at that guard position. Maybe foul out. A nice little memory. Wood has it now up on the left wing. Back over to Simon. Simon tries to dish it in. Off Jill Dunston. Simon's going to get it back and flips it up off the glass.
Dunston trying to take the charge, but no call.
Yeah, good no call there by the refs, I would say.
Jillian's gotten good at
Selling the charge for
charge.
sure. As a lot of the basketball insiders have it, she has a charge card. And an inside flip to Thome from Flaherty, just out of the reach of the Michigan center. Out of bounds, they'll go back to Nebraska, see if they can pull this one within 23. 76-52, under 4 to go. Jensen has it. Gets it up to Simon. Simon with Dunston on her. Or excuse me, that's Havers. Havers is just going to launch an 18-footer, no good. Rebound Gondresick. Up to Jill Dunston, off Jill's fingertips. And out of bounds, maybe too hot to handle.
Yeah, I don't think Dunston was necessarily looking for that pass, but it was a good thought by Gondresick.
And now Sierra Thompson will come out, and that will put the two seniors on the floor for the final 3 minutes and 41 seconds of their senior career here at Chrysler. Certainly been a pleasure to watch them throughout the years in which I've been involved with this team. Simon has it. She dribble drives, flips in the middle of the lane, rattles around, and good. Simon putting together a quietly good game. Flaherty has it along the right wing up to Thompson, to Danielle Williams. Danielle Williams kicks it to Dunston. Dunston out to Sierra Thompson. Thompson has it over to Flaherty. Now to the elbow to Jill Dunston. Out to Williams for three and good!
Danielle Williams, you don't see her take the three often, but she knocked it down that time. Trying to get her numbers on senior night.
And that's one thing I never understood. Danielle Williams is a good shooter. She just is so team-oriented that I think she just thinks they can get a better shot. The ball knocked out of bounds there by Sierra Thompson. Nebraska subbing back in. It looks like Sinclair, Whitish, and Shepard. But Danielle Williams just so conservative. A lot of times passing up open shots, trying to get better shots closer to the basket. Nice to see her knock down a three there on senior night. Simon has it up top, Thome guarding her. We're going to have a foul underneath, it looks like on Jill Dunston. Getting a little physical on the block with 2:35 to go in a 25-point ball game. Nebraska ball on the baseline. They flip it out to a cutting Shepard. Blocked away there by Hallie Thome. Corralled in by Thompson. Up to Flaherty. Flaherty now working. Dribble drives all the way in. Tries to flip it up. Is going to get fouled on the way up by Sinclair. 2 shots coming for Kate Flaherty.
And on that possession, Danielle Williams was in the same spot on the three-point line. I feel like now she almost wants to shoot it. Hopefully they get it back to her on senior night. Let her try to take a couple more shots.
First from Flaherty, good. And Nicole Munger looks like we'll be checking in for Flaherty, but can't check in for the shooter quite yet. Now she will. That will probably be it for Flaherty.
Yeah, she sits down with 25 points. A good comeback response after a 4-point game against Michigan State.
Yeah, and Flaherty, the one of 3 20-plus point scorers today for the Wolverines. Gondresick has 21 and Thome at 20. Sinclair has it, dumps it into Shepard. Shepard pump fake, pulls up now, back iron, no good. Tipped away, rebound, Shepard out by the 3-point line. Fresh 30 for Nebraska. She has it over to Sinclair. Sinclair dribble drive in, tries to get it. Shepard can't. Brought in by Munger, flipped up to Danielle Williams. Will Danielle Williams try to put a little sauce on? No, passes it off to Nicole Munger. Over to Sierra Thompson. Over to Danielle Williams. Danielle Williams might have a 3-point look if she wants it. Over to Dunston. Dunston out to Sierra Thompson, the senior, for 3 and good.
Thompson's now hit 2 threes.
Shepard has it now. Spin move, kick out to Simon. Simon for 3. That's good. There is someone on the other end of the long distance line as she answers with a 3 of her own. Nicole Munger has it. Over to Danielle Williams, out to Jill Dunston. Dunston has it, working. Out to Williams. Williams now over to Thompson. Thompson to the thumb, into the corner to Munger. Back to Williams. Williams for 3, no good. Long rebound corralled in there by Thompson. Under a minute to go now as Munger drives in, flips it up, no good. But Jill Dunston's going to get it. And we're going to have a timeout, Michigan, to get some subs in. And Michigan, it's all academic at this point. With 48 seconds to go, Michigan leads 84-57. Complete victory here as Michigan got off to the hot start, shooting it, doing what they do so well, and then just kind of maintaining pace. The closest I think they got was when Nebraska went on that 9-0 run at halftime to bring it within 18.
Yeah, and the Wolverines, they needed this. And as you mentioned, there are 3 Michigan players with 20 or more right now. And if that's something they can do against, you know, even just a mid-level Big Ten team, that would be tremendous. They need to go into the Big Ten tournament. And if they're going to face a Michigan State or Ohio State or even maybe Maryland. And they need at least, you know, Caitlin and Thome clicking or Kaiser and Thome clicking. But if all 3 of them could against a team like Maryland, they could, you know, potentially win. They played Maryland close through 3. So if they could just be more consistent throughout the entire game, they could beat these top level teams.
Yeah, I mean, you look at today's game, Thome with 20, Gondrzik 21, Flaherty 25. Anytime that those 3 can combine for 66 points, they're going to win games. And say what you will about the Michigan offense against that Michigan State team, that defense wasn't great. They gave up 86, and while Jan Kosko played out of her mind, at this level of basketball, the Big Ten D1 level, any team can shoot it well. It's just how well you want to play defense. So when this team can get locked in defensively, they're going to be a tough out in the NCAA tournament. That's all I have to say about that.
And the Wolverines, when they play good defense, also have great transition opportunities. And, you know, the Wolverines are good in transition with scorers like Caitlin Flaherty.
On the floor for the Wolverines to end this game, you got the 2 seniors, Kayla Robbins, who had a pretty nice day against Michigan State, Nicole Munger, and Maria Backman. I'm sure it'll be some solid offensive play here. The offense mainly running through the 2 seniors. And the pass from Danielle Williams, tipped it. She gets it back, kicks over to Sierra Thompson. Sierra Thompson dribble drive over to Robbins. Robbins fumbles it, gets it underneath, flips it up and in. An assist for the senior. And a quick pass up to Simon. Simon now out to Wood. Wood for 3. That one's down. Too little, too late, though. 2 seconds separate the shot clock and game clock. Sierra Thompson has it. She's working with Wood on her. Over to Danielle Williams. Danielle Williams up top to Nicole Munger. Munger to Thompson. Thompson working with Wood on it. 10 on the shot clock. 9, 8, 7. She dribble drives in. Flips out in the corner to Munger. Out to Williams. Williams 4, 3, 2. Over to Backman. Backman not aware of the shot clock, but dribble drives in and gets it off in time. And that'll end the game, 86-60.
All of a sudden the game's over.
I didn't think Maria Backman would get that off in time, but she did. And that'll end it here at Chrysler. Michigan gets their 22nd victory of the year over Nebraska, moving to 11-4 and keeping that 3rd spot in the conference. I guess great night for the Wolverines on senior night to go out and get a dominant win. Thompson and Williams got to put up a little bit of numbers at the end, but Emily, how did Michigan do it? How did they just keep a 20-point lead the entire time?
Well, they just came out and executed as Kim Barnes-Arico, you know. the game plan she had, which was to lock down on Shepard, and that's what they did early. I don't think she had any points through the first quarter, and she ended with 12 and 11 rebounds, but compared to her usual numbers, that wasn't much.
And I guess the game isn't over. There's 1.1 seconds left, as now the seniors will sub out. They get a standing ovation from the Chrysler crowd, and rightfully so, hugging all their teammates on the bench. And the three-quarter court heave is no good. And now it's over, 88-60 Michigan.
Yeah, so as I was saying, they were able to lock down on defense, and then on the offensive end, they were able to rotate the ball, get the best shots, and it really, I think, was because Caitlin Flaherty started out strong, and that gave them confidence. And, they were able to kind of, breeze through the rest of the game by continuing that game plan, but taking the pressure off themselves. So I think they got out there and played good Michigan basketball, and they had fun. And they have to remember to continue to do that down the stretch, because that's when they're at their best.
Emily, quickly, who are you going to give your player of the game to?
This one, I'm going to give it to Danielle Williams, even though it should be Caitlin Flaherty. She had 25 points, but I'm going to give it to Danielle Williams because she knocked down a three. It's senior night. She also had 4 rebounds, and I've really just enjoyed watching her hustle, and, we've seen her take so many important charges as a Wolverine, so I got to give it to Danielle Williams.
And well-deserved by Danielle Williams for her entire selfless career here. And on that note, I guess I'll end it for Alex Lopez, Emily Herrera, John Pataki, and the rest of the WCBN Sports crew. We would like to wish you a good night and a Go Blue.